Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Lalema Aneja Dang and with me is Abhijit Lorang with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister once again pays tribute to the brave soldiers martyred in Galwan Valley, says the era of expansionism is over, calls it the era of development. Prime Minister Modi asserts bravery shown by the soldiers has given a message to the entire world about India's strength. Cabinet Secretary holds a high-level review meeting on the preparedness for COVID-19 with the states and union territories. COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 60.73% in the country. Indian Council of Medical Research plans to launch indigenous COVID-19 vaccine for public use by the 15th of August. And government decides to open all centrally protected monuments in non-containment zones from Monday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi undertook a day-long whirlwind visit to Leh today. In a surprise to all, he visited Leh this morning and touched all the important points to send a strong signal across the borders and to boost the morale of the soldiers guarding the country's sovereignty at the borders. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that courage, valor and dedication of Indian Army to protect the honor of Mother India is incomparable.
आपका ये हौसला, आपका शौर्य और मां भारती के मान सम्मान की रक्षा के लिए आपका समर्पण अतुलनीय है। आपकी जीवटता भी दुनिया में किसी से भी कम नहीं है। जिन कठिन परिस्थितियों में जिस ऊंचाई पर आप मां भारती की ढाल बन करके उसकी रक्षा करते हैं, उसकी सेवा करते हैं, उसका मुकाबला पूरे विश्व में कोई नहीं कर सकता है.
Addressing the soldiers of Indian Army during his visit to Ladakh at Nimmo, Prime Minister said the time for expansionism is over. This is the era of development. He recalled that it is this mindset of expansionism that did great harm.
विस्तारवाद का युग समाप्त हो चुका है. ये युग विकासवाद का है. तेजी से बदलते हुए समय में विकासवाद ही प्रासंगिक है. विकासवाद के लिए ही अवसर है और विकासवाद ही भविष्य का आधार भी है. बीती शताब्दियों में विस्तारवाद ने ही मानवता का सबसे ज्यादा हित किया, मानवता को विनाश करने का प्रयास किया. विस्तारवाद की जीत जब किसी पर सवार हुई है, उसने हमेशा विश्व शांति के सामने खतरा पैदा किया है. और साथियों, ये न भूले, इतिहास गवाह है कि ऐसी ताकतें मिट गई हैं या मुड़ने के लिए मजबूर हो गई है.
Prime Minister said that their courage is higher than the heights where they are posted. He said, through the bravery which has been shown by the soldiers, a message has gone to the entire world about India's strength. Prime Minister added that the bravery of 14 Corps will be talked about everywhere, and the tales of bravery and valor exhibited are echoing in every house of the country. He added, this land in Ladakh is India's crown, and it has given several brave hearts to the nation.
14 कोर की जाबाजी के किस्से तो हर तरफ है. दुनिया ने आपका अदम्य साहस देखा है, जाना है. आपकी शौर्य गाथाएं घर घर में गूंज रही और भारत माता के दुश्मनों ने आपकी फायर गोली देखी है और आपकी फ्यूरी भी. साथियों, लद्दाख का तो ये पूरा हिस्सा ये भारत का मस्तक है. 130 करोड़ भारतीयों के मान सम्मान का प्रतीक है. ये भूमि भारत के लिए सर्वस्व त्याग करने के लिए हमेशा तैयार रहने वाले राष्ट्रभक्तों की धरती है.
Prime Minister Modi added that those who are weak can never initiate peace, as bravery is a prerequisite for peace. He said, we Indians have worked for the betterment of the humanity. Our correspondent has the details.
Ladakh woke up to know that Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat would be visiting after Defence Minister Rajnath Singh tour was rescheduled yesterday. However, giving a surprise to one and all, Prime Minister Modi came to Leh this morning in a special aircraft. He was accompanied by the CDS General Bipin Rawat and Chief of Army Staff General M.M. Narwane. Immediately on his arrival, PM Modi embarked to Nimmo, where he witnessed demonstrations of military engineering service capabilities. Later, Mr. Modi addressed the army jawans for nearly 30 minutes. Later, the Prime Minister paid homage to the martyrs at War Memorial at Hall of Fame in Leh. Then, he proceeded to interact with the injured soldiers in Galwan skirmish at Army General Hospital. PM Modi complimented their courage and valor in protecting the country's sovereignty. He enquired the progress of treatment from the army officials. His day visit to Leh is morale booster and strong support to the soldiers posted at height of 15,000 feet in the toughest terrain. Ramesh Chandra, All India Radio News, Leh.
We spoke to Director, Society for Policy Studies, Commodore C. Uday Bhaskar, on the importance of the Prime Minister's visit to Ladakh.
Prime Minister Modi's surprise visit to Ladakh symbolizes national resolve in relation to China and the tension along the line of actual control. This visit has multiple messages. First, to the troops, for it will boost their morale to have the Prime Minister in their midst. There is also a message to the external interlocutor, in the first instance to China, and also to the international community, which would be monitoring India's own responses to China very carefully.
India has registered its strong protest at the continued unprovoked ceasefire violations by Pakistani forces along the line of control and the international boundary, which are in contravention to the 2003 ceasefire understanding. Sources said that New Delhi has also conveyed its strong concerns at the continued support being extended by the Pakistan forces for cross-border infiltration of terrorists, including through cover fire. Sources said, despite these concerns having been shared, including through the channel of Director General of Military Operations, the Pakistan forces have not ceased such activities. This year, till June 14 Indians have been killed and 88 Indians have been injured in more than 2,432 unprovoked ceasefire violations carried out by Pakistani forces. Union Power Minister R.K. Singh has said India will not allow import of power supply equipment from China without permission from the government. He added that such an import may be used as a Trojan horse element which can be potentially used to trigger a power grid shutdown in the country. Addressing the virtual State Energy Ministers' conference today, Mr. Singh asserted that Indian companies will need government permission to import all power supply equipment and components from China or any other country. He said all such imports will be subjected to an intense inspection in certified laboratories designated by the Power Ministry to check for any kind of embedded malware, trojans or cyber threats. Mr. Singh stressed on the need to promote Indian manufacturers of conductors, transformers, tower elements and parts of electric meters. He asked Power Discoms to review all imports from foreign countries, including China, for equipment which are manufactured in the country and instructed to stop such imports.
Union Cabinet Secretary today held a high-level review meeting on the preparedness for COVID-19 with the states and union territories. Union Health Ministry said early detection and timely clinical management of COVID-19 cases have resulted in increasing daily recoveries. During the last 24 hours, more than 20,000 COVID-19 patients having been cured, taking the cumulative figure to 3,79,891. The recovery rate amongst COVID-19 patients has crossed 60% and it now stands at 60.73%. The ministry said presently there are over 2,27,000 active cases and all are under medical supervision. The Health Ministry said coordinated efforts at all levels of government for prevention, containment and management of COVID-19 are showing good results. The recoveries of COVID patients has exceeded active cases by more than 1,52,000. The cumulative number of samples tested as on date is around 93 lakh. Indian Council of Medical Research, ICMR, is planning to launch indigenous COVID-19 vaccine for public use by the 15th of August after completion of all clinical trials. ICMR has partnered with Bharat Biotech International Limited to develop this path-breaking COVID-19 vaccine. ICMR has asked Bharat Biotech to fast-track the clinical trial mechanism and ensure that the subject enrollment is initiated by the 7th of July. Our correspondent has the details.
ICMR and Bharat Biotech have joined hands for the development of potential COVID-19 vaccine. Bharat Biotech has stepped up its effort to meet the target. However, final outcome will depend on the cooperation of all clinical sites involved in this project. This is the first indigenous vaccine being developed by India for COVID-19 and one of the top priority projects of the government. The vaccine is derived from a strain SARS-CoV-2 isolated by ICMR National Institute of Virology, Pune. Recently, the Central Drug Standard Control Organization has granted approval to Bharat Biotech India to conduct human clinical trials for corona vaccine called Covaxin. Bhupender Singh, AIR News, Delhi.
The Odisha government has decided to start plasma therapy in the state in 4 of its hospitals for the treatment of COVID-19 patients. The decision was taken at a meeting chaired by the Health and Family Welfare Minister Nabakishore Das. A report.
The plasma therapy will initially be implemented in the SCB Medical College and Hospital and Aswini Hospital in Cuttack and SAM and KIMS Hospital in Bhubaneswar. A technical committee would be formed to outline the treatment plan for plasma therapy. The committee will prepare a blueprint for its successful introduction in the state. The committee will also create awareness among people regarding plasma therapy and submit a detailed report to the government. Meanwhile, Odisha has 8,106 COVID-19 positive cases, of which 5,502 patients have been recovered. Itish Singh Rathore, AIR News, Cuttack.
Meghalaya government has decided to start random rapid testing for people residing from Brinhat to Khanapara in Riboi district bordering Assam. It will start from tomorrow and the government has also clamped total curfew in the said area from 9 tonight till Monday morning. After a review meeting held today to discuss the COVID-19 situation in the state, Deputy Chief Minister Preston Thinsong said that clamping of the curfew was necessitated to curb the spread of COVID-19 cases. The Deputy Chief Minister said that the state government will ensure that curfew is not violated even in areas where only a road separates Meghalaya and Assam. In Meghalaya, 3 more persons have tested positive for COVID-19, taking the total number of active cases to 18. In a tweet, Chief Minister Konark Sangma informed that 2 personnel of Border Security Force BSF in East Khasi Hills district and 1 high-risk contact from Riboi district have tested positive for COVID-19. With the addition of 3 new cases, the tally of active cases for COVID-19 has gone up to 18 in Meghalaya. The state has so far registered 62 total cases, with 43 recovered patients and 1 deceased.
In view of the spike in cases of COVID-19 in the country and armed force personnel also testing positive, all the postings, transfers and movement of BSF battalion from one place to the other has been deferred until further orders. Meghalaya Frontier Deputy Inspector General of Border Security Force, UK Nayal, said that the units rotate from one place to another and accordingly this year the move plan was issued, but it has been deferred due to the prevailing situation till next year. The DIG also informed that the postings have been deferred until next year. However, he said that they have started sending their personnel on leave in dedicated vehicles following strict protocols to the concerned railway stations. Meghalaya Frontier Headquarters is maintaining strict vigil after cases were detected from the camp, out of which many were returnees. He added that there are 13 positive cases so far, out of which 7 have recovered. In Tamil Nadu, the total number of COVID-19 cases crossed 1 lakh today. The addition of 4,329 new cases took the exact figure to 1,02,721. Analysts say the figure reached a little over 50,000 in 103 days since the reporting of the first case in the state in March. In the next 16 days, it doubled to 1 lakh. Chief Minister Edappadi Palaniswamy has announced that in view of the COVID-19 situation, the free ration of dal, sugar and palm oil will be extended to the public for the month of July also through the public distribution system. This will be in addition to the free rice scheme that is in vogue. Furthermore, the State Health Minister, Dr. Vijay Bhaskar, has said that bed capacity for treating COVID-19 is being increased in Chennai. Siddha, the Indian system of medicine, along with allopathy, is emerging as a promising option in the clinical management of COVID-19, as said by the Chennai Corporation Commissioner Prakash. Here's a report.
The Siddha medicinal system coupled with allopathy has been introduced in a COVID care center in Chennai a few months back. The State Health Department and the corporation officials noticed an encouraging result with the integrated approach. It led them to go for extending the method to more such centers, housing asymptomatic patients without comorbidity conditions. For example, the Jawahar Engineering College in the city has been converted into a COVID care center with Siddha and allopathy integrated system. So far, 744 patients have been admitted there and 569 have been discharged after recovery. They included 30 patients today. Jai Singh, AR News, Chennai.
Kerala reported highest single-day surge in COVID cases with 211 people testing positive for the virus today. Here's a report.
Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan said that the situation is getting serious with virus spread increasing in the state, with all 14 districts reporting an increase in COVID cases. Among the new cases, 138 persons are returnees from abroad and 39 people from other states. 27 persons contracted the disease through contact. Meanwhile, 201 patients have recovered from the disease today. The total active COVID cases in the state rose to 2,098. The situation in Thiruvananthapuram and Ernakulam district is getting serious, with more cases being reported where source could not be ascertained. Chief Minister informed that the surveillance will be tightened in these areas. More stringent measures will be taken, public will be restricted in government offices, and large-scale testing will be conducted. Mayusha for AR News from Thiruvananthapuram.
The recovery rate of COVID-19 in Jammu and Kashmir has reached 63.37%, even as 2 more patients died from the virus today, taking the fatality count in the state to 119. The current tally of positive cases in J&K is 7,849, with 2,760 active cases. A total of 4,974 patients have been cured so far. In our series Experts Speak on All India Radio, we bring you the views of the leading medical experts on COVID-19. Talking to AIR News, Director at AIIMS in Delhi, Dr. Randeep Guleria advised the people to aggressively follow the social distancing and hand hygiene norms to check the spread of COVID-19 infection.
Regular hand washing should be done. So those who in an area where there is coronavirus infection should wash their hands regularly. You should avoid going to crowded places, because if someone in the crowd is coughing and has the infection, he can spread to others in the crowded places. And if any member in your family has fever, cough, cold, he should stay at home and avoid going out so that he doesn't spread the infection to other people in the community.
You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister once again pays tribute to the brave soldiers martyred in Galwan Valley, says the era of expansionism is over, calls it the era of development. Prime Minister Modi asserts bravery shown by the soldiers has given a message to the entire world about India's strength. Cabinet Secretary holds a high-level review meeting on preparedness for COVID-19 with the states and union territories. COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 60.73% in the country. Indian Council of Medical Research plans to launch indigenous COVID-19 vaccine for public use by the 15th of August, and government decides to open all centrally protected monuments in non-containment zones from Monday. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alert.
देश दुनिया एवं संस्कृत जगत की विभिन्न गतिविधियों पर आधारित आकाशवाणी का विशेष साप्ताहिक कार्यक्रम संस्कृत साप्ताहिकी प्रत्येक शनिवार प्रातः 7:10 से और पुनः प्रसारण रविवार प्रातः 7:10 से आकाशवाणी के FM समाचार चैनल पर।
In keeping with its spirit to give a fillip to Indian languages, All India Radio will broadcast its first ever news magazine program in Sanskrit tomorrow on Saturday. The program, titled Sanskrit Saptahiki, will be of 20 minutes duration and can be heard at 7:10 a.m. on All India Radio FM News Channel 100.1 MHz frequency every Saturday, with a repeat broadcast on Sundays. Sukti, Prasang, Saptahiki, Sanskrit Darshan, Gyan Vigyan, Balvalari, Ek Bharat Shresht Bharat and Anvikshiki will feature in the news magazine. The weekly program will have elements from the prominent developments of the week, news from the world of Sanskrit, explaining the humane values enshrined in Sanskrit literature, philosophy, history, art, culture and tradition. It will give voices to the children and youth and their feelings about the great Indian tradition and culture. An interesting feature is the Ek Bharat Shresht Bharat, wherein 5 commonly used words will be translated from Sanskrit to Hindi and another Indian language every week.
Union government has decided to open all the centrally protected monuments by completely abiding to safety protocols from Monday. Tourism Minister Prahlad Singh Patel said that only those monuments and museums which are in the non-containment zones will be open for visitors. He said all centrally protected monuments and sites will be bound by the protocols like sanitization, social distancing and other health protocols issued by the Health Ministry. He added, any specific orders of the state and district administration shall also be strictly implemented. Our correspondent reports that these monuments were closed in the wake of the pandemic. A total of 3,691 centrally protected monuments come under Archaeological Survey of India, out of which 820 centrally protected monuments, which include places of worship, were opened on the 8th of last month. The entry tickets will be issued by e-mode only and no physical tickets will be issued until further orders. The visitors have to follow social distancing and use a face cover or mask is mandatory. No group photography is allowed within the premises. Thermal scanning provisions and hand hygiene at the entrance is mandatory. Only asymptomatic people will be allowed. No food and eatables will be allowed inside the premises. At the parking and cafeteria only, digital payment is allowed.
Directorate General of Civil Aviation, DGCA, has extended the suspension of all scheduled international commercial passenger flight services in the country till the 31st of July. It has said that the restrictions shall not apply to international all-cargo operations and specially approved flights. DGCA has said that international scheduled flights may be allowed on selected routes by the competent authority on a case-to-case basis. India has brought back over 5 lakh stranded Indians from foreign countries under the Vande Bharat mission, under the world's largest repatriation mission, Vande Bharat, which was initiated by the central government on the 7th of May this year. Stranded Indian nationals from 137 countries have been brought back so far. Terming it as a significant achievement, Ministry of External Affairs said that the number of Indians repatriated under the mission is much higher than the initial target of bringing back 2 lakh nationals. Here's more in this report.
Under the Vande Bharat mission, Kerala, with over 94,000 people, received the largest number of stranded Indians, followed by Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Gujarat and Andhra Pradesh. With maximum number of repatriates, which is over 57,000, UAE tops the chart of the countries from where Indians have returned by the special flights of Vande Bharat mission. It is followed by Kuwait, Qatar, Oman, Saudi Arabia and USA. Over 91,000 Indians returned from Nepal through land border checkposts. Under the massive exercise, 860 Air India flights, 1,256 chartered flights and 8 naval ships were deployed. Additionally, the numbers will keep on adding as the 4th phase of Vande Bharat mission has started from today, under which more than 500 flights have already been scheduled. Anand Chaturvedi, AIR News, Delhi.
Union government has postponed JEE and NEET examinations in view of COVID-19 pandemic. Now, JEE main examination will be held from the 1st to the 6th of September this year and JEE advanced exam on the 27th of September. Medical entrance examination NEET will be held on the 13th of September. In a tweet, Human Resource Development Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank said the decision has been taken keeping in mind the safety of students and to ensure quality education. Foreign and Indian coaches for training Indian athletes will now have a 4-year contract in alignment with the Olympic cycle. Speaking about the decision, Union Sports Minister Kiran Rijiju said that by ensuring the right coaching for the country's elite athletes, India's chances in all major international tournaments, including the Olympic, will be improved. Expressing his confidence that a decision will benefit the athletes, Mr. Rijiju said it will also help India's long-term roadmap for Olympic preparation for 2024 and 2028. Lauding the decision, President of Indian Olympic Association, Dr. Narendra Dhruv Batra, said that frequent changes of coaches hampered the performance of athletes. The contract of all foreign coaches have been extended till 30th September of next year in light of Tokyo Olympics 2020 being postponed till next year.
Tremors were felt in parts of national capital and NCR this evening after a medium-intensity earthquake of magnitude 4.7 jolted Alwar district in Rajasthan. According to the National Centre for Seismology, the earthquake occurred at 7 p.m. at a depth of 35 kilometers. There was no immediate report of any loss of life or property. Housing and Urban Affairs Minister Hardeep Singh Puri today launched the toolkit for Swachh Sarvekshan 2021. This is the 6th edition of the annual Cleanliness Survey of Urban India conducted by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Addressing the occasion, Mr. Puri said, every year the Swachh Sarvekshan is redesigned innovatively to ensure that the process becomes more robust with focus on sustaining the behavior change. He said, like last year, keeping in mind the ministry's efforts towards ensuring sustainability of sanitation value chain, the Swachh Sarvekshan 2021 indicators focus on parameters pertaining to wastewater treatment and reuse along with fecal sludge.
Union government today said that the locust control operations have been carried out in over 132,000 hectares area in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh and Haryana by locust circle officers. Agriculture Ministry said no significant crop losses have been reported in Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Bihar and Haryana. However, some minor crop losses have been reported in some districts of Rajasthan. The ministry said in the intervening night of Thursday and Friday, control operations were carried out at 19 places in 7 districts.
Public and private sector banks have sanctioned loans worth over 1,10,000 crore rupees so far under Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme, out of which more than 52,200 crore rupees have already been disbursed. The scheme was launched by the government to provide relief to the MSME sector by incentivizing member lending institutions to provide additional credit of up to 3 lakh crore at low interest. This is to enable MSMEs to meet their operational requirements during the COVID-19 crisis. Karnataka Agriculture Minister B.C. Patil informed today that central government has sanctioned 4,000 crore rupees under Atmanirbhar program to improve infrastructure for the food parks in the state. Interacting with media persons in Bengaluru today, he stressed that infrastructure will be improved in 4 food parks developed in the state and plans will be afoot to set up more. Food parks, the minister noted, will help economic stability of farmers.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi today spoke to Assam Chief Minister Sarbanand Sonowal and reviewed the situation in the wake of flooding and landslides in parts of the state. In a tweet, Prime Minister said he assured all possible support from the centre to help those affected.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed grief on the tragic demise of Sikh pilgrims in Pakistan. In a tweet, the Prime Minister said his thoughts are with their families and friends in this hour of grief. The Prime Minister prayed that those pilgrims injured recover at the earliest. 19 Sikh pilgrims were killed in an accident in Punjab province of Pakistan after their vehicle rammed into a train today.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital Delhi will have thunderstorm with rain. The temperature will hover between 30 and 40 degrees Celsius. Mumbai is expecting generally cloudy sky with heavy rain. The minimum temperature in the metropolis will be around 25 and maximum will be around 31. Chennai will have generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. On to the north, in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the minimum temperature will be around 29 in Jammu, while maximum will be 38. The city will have partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. In Srinagar, the minimum temperature will be around 18, while maximum will be around 32. In Gilgit, there will be mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. In Muzaffarabad, the sky will be mainly clear tomorrow. Minimum temperature will be around 23, while maximum is likely to go up to 40.
And now the headlines again. Prime Minister once again pays tribute to the brave soldiers martyred in Galwan Valley, says the era of expansionism is over, calls it the era of development. Prime Minister Modi asserts bravery shown by soldiers has given a message to the entire world about India's strength. Cabinet Secretary holds a high-level review meeting on the preparedness for COVID-19 with the states and union territories. COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 60.73% in the country. ICMR plans to launch indigenous COVID-19 vaccine for public use by the 15th of August. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.